Hey guys, I'm back. This time to talk to you about cutting, or self-mutilation as it's referred to. I feel like the main stereotype or reason people cut is because of attention. And I say stereotype because of that whole like emo phase everyone seemed to go through, where they would like come home from school and go on the internet and there'd be like the icons with like the razor blades and the blood and the words pain like written all over. That whole era thing. And it's not always a stereotype, the attention. Some people do it for attention because they're not feeling loved, or they're not getting the attention they need from friends, family, their partner, anything like that. Another reason is because they can't feel anything. They're numb. They would like to possess a feeling. They want something. They just want something to feel. They're empty. Another is because people are punishing themselves for something that they did, or maybe they didn't really even do anything. It's a psychological thing that they feel something they need to be punished for that they did. Another is because maybe it's a way of it's a coping mechanism. Something tragic happened to them in their life, and it's just a way to deal with it. I read a book a while ago called A Bright Red Scream. I used to own it. Very good. I'm not sure who the author is, but I think it's a collection of certain people's stories, why they do it. A lot of it's because they come from a broken home, or they suffer from child abuse or sexual abuse or something like that. Some parts are very difficult to understand if you're not used to reading books written by psychologists, because you might gotta Google a few words in there, not gonna lie. But it is very good. A Bright Red Scream. Read it if you are interested in learning more about cutting. But I can specifically remember the day that I started cutting. I was watching the movie The Gift, and a very good movie. Kate Blanchett, I think Katie Holmes, about murders and psychics and something along those lines. Anyway, I wasn't really, there's nothing really going on. I was very calm, almost like water, like just no ripples, just like glass. I just went upstairs and grabbed something sharp, looked at myself in the mirror, counted to 3, and just started cutting. And then I slashed my forearms up. If I saw someone with those marks on them today, I would just be like, oh my god. It was a horrific scene. Like, no one sane does that much to themselves. It was to the point where, holy crap, she's crying out for attention, or she is crazy. Probably a little bit both back then, not gonna lie. My mom saw it, and I was sent to the counselors, and I wasn't really ready to accept the help that I needed, so I went through a few counselors, not getting anything from it. And I promised that I would stop if I could just not go to counselors anymore. It was just making me that upset. I was just not in the counselor groove back then. But yeah, so I stopped, and then I started again, and it started to feel good to me almost. Like I was almost punishing myself for something, whatever I felt that I was doing, and it did start to feel good. Like I would just lay in bed afterwards and hold my arms, and that burn would just feel good. But it's embarrassing. Like I would think that my scars would go away, so I could just do more. Sometimes they would stay for a really long time for some reason. I still have some on my arms. right now, you know, and it's embarrassing. I don't like people to see that dark side of me. You know, it's not like I like, hi, my name is so-and-so, these are the problems I have. You know, I don't like admitting all of that to certain people. Obviously, I'm telling you guys all this right now. It's Women's Studies Club. I made this club for people to talk about their problems. You know, hopefully you guys talk about things afterwards, after you watch this video. But, yeah, so I was obviously cutting myself back in middle school is when it started, and my friend saw what I was doing to myself, and he wanted to talk to me about it. And he gave me this advice, which now I realize was really, really stupid and bad, and I will explain to you why if you can't already understand of how bad advice this is to give someone who is obviously going through something bad that they're trying to deal with, that they're not handling in the best way. He told me to cut on my upper thighs or my upper arms or just somewhere that nobody would see. So I was like, oh, that's good advice, you know? So I did. I cut like all on my upper legs. I don't even remember where else. But yeah, I wore skirts back then. Like I don't know. But I just remember like walking down the hallways and just pulling down my skirt. Like I was hoping that it wasn't riding up. Obviously it wasn't, but I had cut too far down where my short skirt was just showing the scars. And there's no good lie to explain how you got those right there. Like arms, you know, there's some in the book that you could use, but I remember the class. I remember what I was wearing. It was sat down in my computer class. You remember Mr. Willett, Corey Willett's good old dad was my computer teacher. I sat down in his class and I had my skirt on, and it definitely, you know, when I sat down, there was no avoiding how far it came up. It wasn't like skanky short, but you know, it didn't cut far enough up, I guess. This is not good advice that I'm giving anyone else, by the way. Obviously it was stupid, but it was embarrassing. And I remember during one of my basketball games, I had passed out or fainted or something like that, I don't know. And I was in the emergency room after my basketball game. Oh yes, and had my shorts on, and the basketball shorts rode up, and I was kind of like half conscious, and I could hear like the nurses and my friend's mom talking, and they like something about me rolling around in barbed wire. Like, oh, maybe that's what happened. How is that logical? How is a 13-year-old girl rolling around in barbed wire logical for getting cuts on her legs? Like, could you answer that for me? I have no idea. But anyway, stupid advice. I was a stupid girl taking that advice. Anyway, Bright Red Scream, very good book. Do read it. You know, share the reasons that you guys think, why, some psychological, emotional reasons why people cut. Maybe if you are open enough to sharing, if you've ever cut or why you do, please share with Women's Studies Club. That's what it's there for. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.